Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I will be showing you guys how I make my sugar scrubs for the time being, because I'm still fairly new at this. But we're first going to start with sanitizing our workstation or wherever you're preparing your scrubs at. So the sole purpose of a scrub is to exfoliate dead skin away, and after exfoliating your skin, it should soak up moisture more quickly and easily. Now for this video, we are going to be focusing on sugar. It's an exfoliant, of course, and it acts as a humectant as well. Now I typically wouldn't reach for salt because it could sting the skin, especially if you have a scrape or a scar that you didn't know was on your body. I don't think I mentioned this already, but I am starting off with a basic scrub, just sugar and oil, the easiest thing anybody could make. Now my oil of choice is going to be olive oil because it's penetrating, it helps regenerate new cells, and it's softening. When you choose your oils, you would want to aim for cheaper oils because this is a rinse off product, and for the time being, in my opinion, I don't think an expensive oil like sea buckthorn oil should be in a rinse off product, or when there's other great cheaper alternatives out there that may offer the same properties or similar properties. Now, I want to talk about your choice of exfoliants because there's plenty out there. You could use sugar, salt, coffee, jojoba beads. You could use fruit seeds. I know a couple websites sell strawberry seeds, cranberry seeds, raspberry seeds. You could use anything you want. It's a personal preference. You could go out and experiment. But this is just the basic video, and I just want to start off with the basics. And me personally, I like to use something more than sugar. Like I usually like to add stuff along with sugar because I like a good exfoliant, and to me sugar is just a mild exfoliant, and I like something a little bit more coarse in a way. For this scrub in this video, I did start off with 50-50, 50% oil, 50% sugar, just to give myself insight to see how that ratio would do. And I didn't really like it, so I did go back in and add 96 grams of sugar, and I still wasn't satisfied really with it. But I did let it sit for 24 hours, and it was just, in my opinion, it has to be a lot more sugar than oil because this was too loose for my liking. In this video, I did not include a preservative because this is the type of scrub I would use one time in the shower and call it a day. But if you plan on storing this and using it multiple times, dipping wet hands in and out of it, and keeping it for over a day or two, then you will need a preservative because water and oil do not play hand in hand well, and bacteria and mold and yeast could start growing, and it'll be there before you see it. So do yourself a favor and put preservative in it if it's not a one-time use for you. But I figure this is such an easy scrub to make that you could literally make it before your shower. You don't even really have to use measurements for this scrub. I just included it in the video because it's something simple, basic, and easy to make if you want a quick exfoliant. Now moving on to an emulsified sugar scrub, I am going to be starting off with a blend of oils that are rich in moisture. Moving on to butters, I'm going to start off with mango butter. It's an astringent body butter. It's a bit harder than shea butter, but it's well absorbed in the skin and it offers moisturizing properties. I will also be adding shea butter to the modified scrub that I had to remake. Moving on to cocoa butter. Cocoa butter has an amazing scent to start off with. It has cell regeneration properties and it reduces water loss from the skin. As my emulsifier, I chose BTMS 50 because it has conditioning properties and it's cationic, so it forms a thin film on the skin, making them a bit harder to wash off and make it more resistant to wash off. Now, if you use this emulsifier, it does have a smell, but I never smelled it in the end product. But it has amazing conditioning properties. Just be mindful that this ingredient does not pair well with anionic ingredients, so be mindful of that when formulating with this ingredient. To thicken my body scrub, I will be going in with a little bit of stearic acid. It can also act as a stabilizer in the formulation. Now, I want to explain to you guys that in this video, this body scrub that I created, the emulsified one, I didn't really like the end product, so I am going to be giving you guys a different formulation, which is why I didn't really go into details of which oils I use, because the oils and butters I used was a big problem for me as to why I didn't like how the end product came out. It was just too oily and greasy after the rinse off, and it wasn't rinsing off quite like a body scrub supposed to, in my opinion. So I will be reformulating this, and once I find something I like, it will be in this video, probably at the end or somewhere. I just figure I keep this content to save me some time and focus on finding a different, better formulation. So after melting everything down for about 30 minutes, this is the end product. Every time I melt something with BTMS 50 in it, this happens. It looked like nothing. It looked like everything didn't melt completely, but I don't really intend to have it on a heat for over 30 minutes usually. But I've been working with BTMS 50 for a while and it does this every single time. So I don't know if my heat's not aggressive enough, because I do usually do low to medium heat. So maybe try using a higher heat with BTMS 50 and exclude the butters and oils so they won't lose all their great properties. Yeah, you could probably try it that way. For my formulations, I do not include the sugar in the formula because it would take up entirely too much of the formula. So if you do make maybe 100 grams without including the sugar, just know when you add the sugar, the volume is going to increase. So I usually start off with the same amount as the formulation base, you know. So if I start off with 100 grams of a base scrub, I will add 100 grams of sugar to see how I like that. And I would increase it from there, calculating how much sugar I added so I could keep getting the same consistency throughout, especially if I'm going to be selling it. Hey you guys, future me speaking. I actually tried the body scrub with the sugar included in the recipe and I actually do like it. So with that being said, I feel like whatever type of, it depends on what type of scrub you're going for. This is how the scrub looks after mixing it up, but after setting for 24 hours, it will stiffen up a bit more. So if you think this is too loose and you add more stearic acid or cocoa butter, just wait 24 hours and see how you like it after. And if it's still not thick enough for you, then go ahead and add more thickener if you want to. Alrighty, you guys, this is towards the end for part 1. So I'm just going to test the first 2 scrubs that I created for you guys. This is after 2 days of the scrub setting up. The first one, it was okay. It was all right. The consistency it's just subpar, you know. It's just a basic scrub, but it was scrubbing. But this one, oh my, the consistency was everything, but the ingredients I used, I just did not like it. It felt like I dumped a whole bottle of olive oil and tried to just rinse it off with just water and no dish soap. Like, the rinse off process was not it. But as I was applying it, it was okay, but rinsing it off, it was not it. 0 out of 10 stars. That is why I had to fix it for you guys. But if this video was at all helpful to you, just give this video a thumbs up. Comment down below what you guys think, and I will see you guys in part 2 of this video, where we would be going over on how to add water and water-soluble ingredients to a body scrub.